Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, introducing you to my player versus player invasions on Dark Souls. And we're starting with Gangster Cat CT, and if you see that name, you need to be careful because this guy's a dig. The first time I did this encounter, because I encountered this guy I think 3 times in the night, and the second time I black crystalled out because he was hiding. And I sent him a message, and basically he's doing co-op with his friend, and his friend, as you can see, is chasing me now. He's wearing Ornstein's gear, and I don't know if he's lagging, but this guy runs so fast. Look how fast this guy is running, and I don't know why. It's like, this guy keeps so close to me, and he's wearing heavier armor than I've got on. He's got more equipment. I can't understand how he managed to close the distance so much. I used the Chaos Storm on the corner. I really should have tried to finish him off, but if you listen closely, that is the sound of the host flasking, and he gets the life. And the reason why he knew to do that was because they're on track together. So I run over to here thinking that the Phantom can interact with Blacksmith, but it's not true at all, and I didn't realise. And my inexperience with Pyromancy gets me caught there, and he does that, which goes through the Blacksmith and hits me. So I had no idea that could work, but I learned a lesson, and the guy taunts because he thinks he did something impressive. But another world, another Phantom, another host, another Dark Souls video, and anybody with Panda in the name can't be bad, right? That's what I figure, so fingers crossed. And this is actually really funny, this. I thought that this was the host, I don't know why, and I thought that the dude behind him was one of the Silver Knights. I didn't realise this was 2 guys, and that's why I'm standing here like an idiot, and I'm like, hang on a second, that's a fucking dude! So, as soon as I click on, I'm like, okay, this is not what we want. So I noticed that both of these sentinels are alive in the main room, and these guys can be really useful, but for whatever reason, we've got 2 guys wearing full Black Knight armor, both of them turtling behind some of the heaviest shields in the game. One of them has a Black Knight greatsword, the other one is using the Ornstein spear, and it's now a bit of a fair fight, as fair as we're gonna get. I'm using a Silver Knight shield because I wanted to try some different shields. I'm also using a Chaos Estoc, which is just a rapier, but it's a really effective one for criticals. It's extremely powerful at times, not so much on its normal strokes, and I'm at a loss in this fight, because I don't really know who to fight. The host is turtling like a bitch. This guy's swinging the greatsword, but I've never really tried to parry it. And the Sentinel in the middle of us, it doesn't seem to be doing too much. So it's kind of like, how do I win this? He goes for the Pyromancy. I try to get the backstabbing, but I'm not too quick when it comes to it, because, like, that right there, if this had been laggier, that would have been a perfect parry. But the connection must have been better, and I needed to do it later or something. Explain it. It can't be explained. It's crazy. But you win some, you lose some. And I'm on a losing streak right now, so hopefully my luck improves as I invade this guy who's standing up on the balcony. Not too sure if he thinks I can see him. He's using the, I think it's the Gravelord sword. This is the sword that Gravelord Nito uses. It has a real nasty status effect. It can poison you, so you need to be careful, but it swings really unconventionally. So he's using an interesting choice of shields. That's a blood shield that gives you a lot of resilience, and he's swinging like a boss. There's a little bit of lag on the movement, as you can see, and he moves into the centre of Dark Anor Londo. And I've got to say this, people, I don't know why anybody wants to duel in this place, because I hate it. I fucking hate Dark Anor Londo. I do not think you should be able to invade Dark Anor Londo unless your world is dark. If you do not kill Guinevere or piss off the Dark Moons, it should not turn dark. Sorry, you should not be able to invade in the dark. I just don't believe in that. I think it's stupid. As I come down here and miss the backstab because I'm not too great, as I mentioned. Then he starts spamming attack. He's got quite a lot of stamina to do that. I don't know if he's using the Fat Ring. I anticipate the parry, but it never comes because he never does the secondary strike. And I'm currently poisoned, so I'm in a bit of a tough situation. I run behind him to try and get a backstab, but unfortunately he hit me, so at the same time it didn't work. So instead I rush in and I do get the chain stab, which usually I wouldn't do, because I do think it's kind of cheap, but I was going to lose that fight, and I didn't want to. But this is Super Death Kill 3. This is really funny, this, because I thought this was 2 guys, but it turns out this is just Soler, and how I didn't backstab him there, I will never know. And the host is wearing, as you can see, pretty much full giants. He's got the fucking Hornet ring on for some reason, not like he was anticipating to parry Ornstein and Smo, and then he waves me away when he's wearing the biggest cookie cutter build on the game. He's also carrying the Great Sword of Artorias, which tells me he's probably about level 400, because the only point in using that weapon is when it scales off all your stats. So, we've seen this name before, and once again he's with his buddy. So, I noticed them thinking I've gone for the blacksmith, and this is kind of funny, this, because I didn't. I came back over here, and the host pulls out a Dragon Slayer bow. And I'm kind of thinking now, they can't be on chat. I must have made a mistake in that first bit. Maybe he was looking through the wall and saw the damage, because he doesn't tell his buddy that I did not go for that the blacksmith. So I now have a free shot at killing this guy. And because I know that he's probably not the best player, I rush in. And he's got the full Smo set. He's just using the Tower Knight shield. And he's turtling at this moment in time. I don't know if he's waiting for his friend or what. He then 2 hands, and it does not that much damage, but it does a lot. And then I managed to get the backstab. And then from here, it's good night, because I'm not going to give these guys a chance to fuck me up again. So I chain the backstab. And once again, not the biggest fan of doing it, but I'll pull it out if I have to, because, you know, I don't like getting gangbanged, and it's the quickest way to kill people. And they indict me, because, you know, it didn't go their way. But I'm not going to argue anybody who thinks that's not very good tactics, because it isn't. It's ruthlessly efficient, and it's not all that difficult to do. But this is another full giant set minus the helmet, Mask of the Mother, Great Sword of Artorias, I believe. So, if I get backstabbed, yeah, I remember this one. So right there you're probably thinking, how the hell did that work? Well, there's a really good explanation for it. Apparently mine and this guy's connection couldn't be farthest from, you know, the best you could want. Because I invade him a couple times, and one of the times I bow to him, he teleports straight in front of me and backstabs me. And apparently on his screen he was stood behind me. So, as a small mercy, he commits suicide because I was lagging so much in his world, apparently. And this is it, this is the moment. It's like, I don't know why he's standing over there. I go for the parry, but it doesn't work, because like I said, the lag is ridiculous. I get backstabbed, and it's like, come on, bro, again? And then, I think this is the one, where it's just like, yeah, look at that fucking bullshit. And then after I die, watch, he runs and jumps off. But I didn't keep it in. He jumped off, and I got a ridiculous amount of souls. And I messaged him saying, like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with your connection? And he says, I was stood behind you the entire time. I'm like, oh, well, that's why he committed suicide. Which is interesting, but it's rare. So I see this guy running up towards the rafter section, and I don't really want to do this bit, because nowadays, instead of going this way, I generally just wait for them to finish the section. But this guy decides to be a bit of a bitch. He's going to utilise the fact that there's not much space here to use spells against him, and it doesn't work. And when I chase him down, he opens his back up, and I backstab him. And this is really unfortunate, this, because when I try and attack him as he's getting up, I get another backstab, and it does, you know, I'm not wearing the Hornet's ring, so it doesn't do the same damage, but he's in a bad spot now, so he runs away, and he starts doing his Crystal Soul Mass, and once again, another backstab. Ridiculous, but it's how the game is played, and unless From Software create a fix to take backstabbing out, or to make you immune to them in some way, it's always going to be a part of the PvP, and it's kind of sad, because there's players that don't even try and fight. Some people don't even try and fight. They just rely on this mechanic where, especially with lag, is pretty much 60% luck. And it's a shame, because when you're having a one-on-one duel with somebody, it can be tense, it can be fun, it's really interesting environment, and to have this win button it's kind of terrifying. It really is, because you have these people that beat you, and you know they shouldn't have beat you. Like this guy here, I think this guy's actually fine. He's in full Black Knight armor, he's got a Black Knight Great Axe, he's got Havel's shield, which tells me, and he's also spellcasting. So this guy has to be on a couple new game pluses purely to have this kind of stats. There is, I mean, what is that? 32 faith for that spell, or 32 intelligence, not faith, sorry. And to carry that weapon and to have that setup, you need a lot of endurance and you need a lot of strength. I think you need at least 36 strength for the Great Axe. This character that you see right now doesn't have 36 strength, so I couldn't even reach that level. So I know this guy's a lot higher than me, but it doesn't matter, because on any given day, anybody can beat anyone. And he bows respectfully, which is always cool. I pop the grass, and the duel begins. So I'm using the Great Scythe, which is one of my favourite weapons on the game. The only problem with this weapon is everything. It's extremely slow to recover from its extremely slow attacks, but it has some really good heavies and it has some really good running moves. And I'm actually beginning to enjoy fighting with this weapon without lock a lot more than I do with lock, because I can just get a lot more creative and have a lot more fun. And I do have a video coming up which I'm kind of proud of, where I take on a dude wearing, you know, heavy armor. He's a much higher level than me, and I beat him purely by being evasive and doing the running attack with the scythe, which I think it'll make for some exciting gameplay, as I test this dude's shield and test his bleed resist, which is pretty high. And I finally decide to do some two-handing, even though I should break my lock on, because it's actually a detriment here, as I hit him with a real powerful move there. Did 395, and you'll notice, look at his life. I have about maybe 1,500 life, and a couple hits. If I'd have got hit, that'd have been 1/3 of my life, but I hit him, and it's not even 1/7, because unfortunately, he's way out of my way, way out of my league when it comes to levels. But fair fight, fun fight. Thanks for watching. You take care now.